had Bitcoin sitting in a wallet that I could not open. The coins were there. I could see the balance on the blockchain, but I had no way to get to them. No password, no seed phrase, nothing. And for 3 weeks, I convinced myself there had to be a way in. There wasn't. I'm Sats. This is episode 5 of I Learned This the Hard Way. And this one is entirely my own fault. Not because something went wrong, because I didn't take 5 minutes to do one thing properly from the start. Let me tell you exactly what happened, because the details matter here. When I first set up a software wallet, I was in a hurry. The setup process showed me my seed phrase, those 24 words that back up the entire wallet, and gave me a prompt to write them down. I read through them. I told myself I would write them down later. I clicked past the confirmation screen, and then I got distracted by something else and never went back. I know. For several months, everything was fine. I logged in with my password when I needed to. The wallet worked. The balance was there. I had no reason to think about the seed phrase because nothing had gone wrong. Then I got a new laptop. I uninstalled the old software and reinstalled it fresh. And that is when I discovered that the password I remembered was for the app login, not for wallet recovery. The wallet itself lived on the old device. The seed phrase was the only way to restore it on the new one. I did not have the seed phrase. I spent 3 weeks trying everything I could think of. I checked whether I had emailed myself anything. I searched every notes app on every device I owned. I tried variations of passwords in case I was misremembering. I contacted the wallet provider. They were polite and completely unable to help, which is exactly as it should be, because if a company could unlock your wallet for you, that would mean they had access to it too, which would defeat the entire purpose. The balance sat there, visible, untouchable. $47 worth of Bitcoin at the time. Not life-changing, but completely and permanently inaccessible. Eventually I accepted it, I wrote it off, and then I set up my next wallet correctly. Here's what I want you to understand about why this happens so often. The seed phrase feels abstract at the moment you first see it. You're in the middle of setting something up. The interface is new. You're thinking about the thing you want to do, which is hold some Bitcoin, not about an emergency recovery process for a scenario you cannot quite imagine. So you skip it or half do it, and then nothing goes wrong for months, which reinforces the feeling that it probably wasn't that important. And then something changes. A new device, a factory reset, a forgotten password, a software update that wipes local data. Suddenly the seed phrase is not abstract anymore. It is the only thing standing between you and permanent loss. And if you don't have it, that's the end. Here's the thing about seed phrases that took me too long to fully internalize. Your seed phrase is not a backup feature, it is the wallet. The software on your device is just an interface for accessing a wallet that exists as a set of cryptographic keys. Those keys are entirely represented by those 24 words. The software can be deleted, reinstalled, updated, or crashed. The device can be stolen, broken, or replaced. None of that matters as long as you have the seed phrase, because you can restore the wallet perfectly on any device anywhere in the world. But without the seed phrase, there is no wallet. There is only a balance on a blockchain that nobody can reach. This is genuinely different from every other password or login you have ever managed. If you forget your email password, you can reset it. If you forget your bank PIN, you can go to a branch with ID. Those systems have human recovery processes because humans control them. Bitcoin does not. Nobody controls it, and that means nobody can recover it for you. So what does doing it properly actually look like? When your wallet generates your seed phrase, stop everything else you are doing. Get a pen and a piece of paper. Write down every word in order. Write them clearly. Number them. When you are done, check them against the screen word by word, then store that piece of paper somewhere secure, offline, and separate from the device. Most wallets will ask you to confirm a few words from your seed phrase before completing setup. This is not a formality. It is the check that you actually have it. Do not skip it. Do not copy-paste. Write it by hand and confirm it manually. Once you have it written and stored, consider whether the location is genuinely safe. A piece of paper in a kitchen drawer is vulnerable to fire, water, and anyone who happens to open that drawer. A fireproof safe, a safety deposit box, or a metal backup plate that stamps the words permanently into steel are all better options depending on how much you hold. The 5 minutes it takes to do this properly is not optional. It is the entire security model of self-custody Bitcoin. Everything else, the hardware wallet, the strong password, the two-factor authentication, is secondary to this one thing. Without the seed phrase, none of the rest of it matters. I lost $47. The lesson was worth considerably more than that. Quick recap before you go. Your seed phrase is not a backup feature. It is the wallet itself. Lose it and you lose the Bitcoin permanently with no recovery possible. Write it down by hand when your wallet generates it. Number each word, check it against the screen, store it offline, somewhere secure, and separate from the device. The confirmation step during setup is not a formality. It is the verification that you have actually done this correctly. No company, no court, and no government can recover Bitcoin you have lost access to. That is not a flaw. It is how self-custody works, which means the responsibility sits entirely with you from the moment you create the wallet. 5 minutes at the start. That is all this takes. If you have not yet written down your seed phrase for an existing wallet, that is the one thing worth doing before anything else today. And if you are just getting started with self-custody for the first time, the Ledger setup video walks through every step including the seed phrase process in full. Watch that next. Stack smart, stay curious. See you in the next stack.